back to Jen Beauty. My name is Jennifer, and here on my channel I like to chat about all things beauty and makeup. And today I wanted to do like just a chill chatty get ready with me. I don't really have a whole lot of plans going into this, so could be great, could be a train wreck. Either way, I'll probably post it. So I've already primed my eyelids with my Sigma primer shadow stick. This is the eyeshadow base primer in the shade Persuade. And then I went ahead and put on the primer for my face. The Tarte Base Tape Hydrating Primer is just a little mini, but it is my favorite primer, and I miss having it in my collection during the winter time, so very happy to have a small one. And I was kind of feeling the Lunar New Year 2022 edit. I know that probably seems like an odd choice, but you've got red, you've got some greens, you've got some golds. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So I figured today we would just chat about like how my makeup style and preferences have changed. And if you feel like yours have, I'm really interested for you to share that with me as well. When I first started doing makeup, I've talked about this before on my channel, but I had like no self-confidence whatsoever. I was so afraid to leave the house wearing something colorful, even like neutral looks. I was afraid that maybe I didn't do it right or people would make fun of me. I was afraid that I had cake face. Like, there were a lot of fears instilled in me by listening to other people talk toxically about how other people's makeup looked. Honestly, that's just simply what kind of spurred it. What kind of had me feeling that way. Also, I had poor self-confidence, and many times still do, which is fine. I mean, that's something to work on. So I got to a point where after I had all three of my kids and I kind of got them more settled, I really wanted to figure out how to do makeup. I had always just kind of used like Mary Kay, and I would try to buy like pre-done palettes, and I didn't really have any faith in myself. I like to use these little Almay like trios that kind of told you where each shade is supposed to go on the back. Did my makeup look good? Not really, because, you know, those don't account for different eye shapes and skin types and skin needs and cool tone, warm tone. Like, they're just considering your eye color. If you want your eye color to pop, these are the best shades to use. Okay, cool. So I started watching YouTube, and I started watching it probably right before Dramageddon 2.0. It's not, I don't really talk about the drama and stuff that was on YouTube in the beauty community very much because that's not really my jam. I've taken time to kind of like educate myself on a lot of it because I don't want to be in this space and be completely ignorant of it, but I don't try to spend my time like sitting in it. And I had a creator that I really liked that was a huge fan of a couple of the people that were involved in Dramageddon. And when she started kind of talking about like how she was kind of taking a back seat and didn't really know like where she stood with things, I kind of cooled off a little bit on watching anything on YouTube and took a break. And I was getting a little bit frustrated anyways at that point. But eventually I did kind of come back around, and I found the channel called The Makeup Chair. And she does fantastic, like, close-up eye looks and kind of, like, goes through each step on how she created each look. And, you know, like if you have this eye shape, this may be more suitable for you. If you have this eye shape, you may like this more. And I just found them very easy to follow along with. So I would sit down at night or on a weekend when I had nowhere to go. So there was like no pressure, and I would follow along. And I felt like at one point I like really mastered this one tutorial that she had. And that is like the main eye look that I did over and over and over again, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. You know, if you have like one method that you like to do and you feel like it looks good on you and you're comfortable with it, go for it. But I eventually, like, I saw all these really pretty, like, colorful palettes coming out, and I just didn't feel comfortable using them. And I couldn't even tell you what the first really colorful palette was. Yes, I can. That's a lie. The first really colorful palette that I experimented with was the Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of palette from ColourPop. Absolutely fell in love with the color story. I just really wanted to do something funky. I was tired of like just sitting in my comfortable space. So again, popped out the palette at the end of my workday, before, you know, I went to bed and when I didn't really have anywhere important to go, and experimented. And I fell in love with the eye look that I did. And I just didn't feel confident that other people would. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I don't care if other people like it or not. I want to like it. That's what's most important to me. You know, that's what I would tell my daughters. I would tell them that it doesn't matter if other people like it or not. It matters if you like it. And so I started buying and wearing more colorful palettes and slowly gaining more and more confidence with each eye look that I did. Now, you'll see that there are times that I experiment and I absolutely hate what I've done. I'm like, yeah, no, that was not what I was going for, and I hate it. But I'm still gonna post it because I think it's important that other people who are just starting out maybe, or who are trying different things that they don't normally try, see that not every eye look comes out perfectly. Not every foundation that you try you're going to be able to save. Like sometimes your makeup is just gonna suck, and that's okay. I'll tell you that a lot of times you're the only one that's going to notice it. And if you point it out to people, then they'll notice it. I learned that about like my kids' birthday parties. If I didn't tell anybody all the things that I didn't have time to do or forgot to do, they would never know. So I stopped telling them. So I would say that my makeup style and preferences really went from like the most basic wash of color. Like I did not bring anything above this area at all. I was afraid to have color in that space. And I was afraid to do eyeliner. I still am not confident with like a wing. Like that's, if you've been here any length of time, you know that that's a struggle for me. But I mean, anyone with this eye shape, it is a struggle. Like it does take a lot of practice, and especially on more mature eyelids too. You got, you know, some folds and wrinkles and stuff to work through, and that's not always the easiest. So we went from very, you know, simple, safe, to I almost always wore just like a smoky eye, which I'm sure sounds weird, you know, for someone that had no confidence to go straight into like a smoky eye, but that's what I did. And then I got real crazy and I was like, F it. I want all the shimmers. I want all the color. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks. And I really wanted to start a YouTube channel for like a while, but I was kind of a chicken about it. This is either going to be really great or a mistake, but either way, we're going for it. Not bad. I'm okay with gold in small doses. I mean, to give you an example, when I first started out, I had no idea that, yes, I'm aware that that's all green there. I'll fix it in a minute. I had no idea that there were like different skin types. Like, I mean, like I knew, but I didn't really know that it made a difference in like what foundation you bought or what concealer you bought. Like I was very, very ignorant of anything to do with makeup. I'm gonna go off camera for a minute and do my base, and then I'll come back and finish up and wrap up our conversation. I know I said I was gonna come back when I'm done with my base, but like, how freaking cute are these little sponges? For comparison, here's a big sponge. It's a little baby sponge. I don't remember where I got it. I can't remember if it's one I got from Ipsy. I don't know if it was in an Ulta set. Real Techniques, super can't remember. I have several small ones. I like this shape for around my eyes and my nose to make sure like I really can get in there. It has like the nice, perfect little, you know, doohickey for getting in there. I still have a crap load of discoloration, but that's between me and my face. Why I'm so weird, I could never tell you, but here we are. So I went in with Tarte Shape Tape Cloud Coverage. This is the shade Fair Light Neutral. It does lean a little bit more orange, and I can't tell if it like came that way or if I just found like shades that were better for me. I don't know. But I mixed it with 1 pump of the Flower Beauty Light Illusion in Shallow. Look, this foundation makes me angry. Not the foundation. Foundation is great. Like, I actually really like it. I think it's a beautiful foundation. I wasn't gonna open it, but Ulta sent me a bottle that expires January 2021. For reference, today is December 24th, 2022, and I received it in November 2022. I just used the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. I used just a small amount on my under eyes. I have dry skin and I honestly don't like powdering my whole face, but if I do, I usually use this one or I use the Ciate Everyday Vacay. If I'm super greasy, then I use the Shape Tape. Sometimes the loose. Typically, if I'm very oily at the end of the day, I like using the pressed powder. It's going to take me probably like 4 years to get through those 4 powders. So if you see me talking about wanting a powder, please smack me, like virtually, of course, because I don't need any more powders. Those are sufficient. So I contact Ulta and they say, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, we'll definitely make sure to report that. And we went ahead and sent you another foundation. And I'm like, cool. I hope it's not from the same place. Yep, it was from the same place. It also expires January 2021. I don't have the capacity mentally to keep going back to them and telling them that they are ridiculous and sent me more expired makeup. So I just said, forget it. I'll try to buy it in person, in date. But now I have not one, but two very expired foundations. Now, it does say also 12 months from opening, so I think it's maybe just the SPF that expired on that date, and it's an SPF of 18, so like, why bother? But come on, man, are y'all serious? I don't know, stuff like that kind of annoys me. But I seem to be having that problem all the time with anywhere that I order from lately. And I'm trying to give some grace because it's like the holiday season, and I know that it's more busy, and not only that, but like you have a lot of temp staff that comes in that like they get this like whirlwind, very quick training, and then they're like thrown into their jobs. And I'm not trying to like get anyone fired, and I don't want to be like super complainy. And I know I probably should like complain again. Honestly, my biggest like issue was you guys are sending out a foundation that is like almost a complete 2 years old, almost 2 years expired. And I know that I'm not going to be the only one to order it. So you're going to have this issue again. And it's a waste of money. Like, it's a waste of money to ship it. It's a waste. Wow, that's very powdery. It's a waste of money to, you know, not dispose of the components and just send out product that is not expired. Like, what am I supposed to do with this many Flower Beauty foundations? From what I understand, they take forever to finish. I'm not trying to be that girl. Like, there's a reason I only buy like one foundation every 6 months. Will this be a mistake, putting red on the bottom? Probably, but we're doing it anyways. I always feel like it makes me look sick. So I'm trying to do it like really light. So I can look kind of sick. I just don't really see any other colors in here that I'd want to put on the bottom currently. So even the way that I do like my prep has changed. I used to be like the kind of person that I would get out of the shower, get dressed, completely forget about moisturizer, get in the car, do my makeup, go wherever I was going, maybe finish when I got there if I had time, and realized that my face looked like it was literally like peeling off because it was so dry. And I'd be like, I don't understand. Why is my face so dry? Why does my makeup look so bad? Obviously, I have figured that out now and know how to troubleshoot it. There are still some things that I'm learning about like powder and foundation and concealer. And I feel like formulas are constantly evolving. So I think that's why my taste changed some, you know, as formulas come out that are, you know, improved or have better science behind them. It's really nice to be able to get something that's more tailored to your needs. All right, I'm gonna put that away for a moment and move on to the next space of my face. I've been trying to get used on my Tarte Pro Glow and Blush palette, so I've been reaching for this a lot. I do have other stuff in my everyday makeup drawer, but this is like primarily what I've been reaching into lately. And I do find myself like wanting to skip cream more. I just find that I don't have the patience to do my makeup some days, and today is one of those days because I have other crap to do. And I am not doing my makeup to like go to a meeting or anything. Not that I really do my makeup to go to meetings, but like I don't need it to look flawless or to last or anything. I'm not doing a whole day of filming. I'm literally gonna go downstairs and make cookies with my kids. I'm just doing my makeup because I feel like it and I'm waiting for the butter to soften. AKA, I needed to sit and rest for a few minutes. That was aggressively dark in that one spot. I do feel like my face is still pretty dry. I'll probably do like a sleeping mask tonight. See if that helps. Also, I've been skipping the oil in my nighttime routine, and I think I need to add it back in because I was getting too greasy for a while. But I definitely think we need to find the oil again. But you know, now I'm like much more in tune. Like I was just talking about, I need to do an oil, maybe a sleeping mask. If you had asked me like 5 years ago what you use a facial oil for, I'd be like, I don't know. I have no idea. I have acne, so it's not for me. Not true. So I just feel like I'm much more educated and in tune with things. I'm constantly, you know, like, I think that's why I like YouTube so much. You know, there's a lot of different like methods, opinions, like people researching things or doing like chatty videos talking about, you know, what they've tried that didn't work for them. And I really enjoy that. And I'm really just enjoying exploring makeup and beauty products more. I'm doing it a bit more publicly now, but I still enjoy it. Look at this. I've used this palette so much and it still looks like it's not barely even touched. It's gonna take me forever. I used to have a very, very light hand when it came to blush and bronzer because I was afraid to overdo it, and now I really just don't give a crap. Oh, I did forget to put a highlight on. Let's do... I've been liking this Chatty Moon Dust Glow 2 highlighter. Also, the packaging is adorable. I really wanted, like, I think there was a lighter shade and I really wanted that one. I think it was a bit more icy though, but it sold out by the time I got to checkout, which is annoying. I do use a very light hand with highlighter unless I'm like really wanting to be like blingy. There's nothing wrong with that. So what do I want to use on the inner corner? I kind of want to try this matte green. So on the outer corner, I have this shade and then I deepened it up with this shade. I went into the crease with this one first, and then for shimmers, I used this one and this one. So kind of what got me thinking about this today is that I felt very uninspired lately. Not that I dislike my palettes, not that I dislike makeup. I just haven't felt very inspired to sit down and do like a fun, colorful look. And the few times that I haven't really been happy with how it's turned out. And so I kind of went back to like some of my comfort palettes and just kind of like sat in the comfort of being okay that I didn't want to do super colorful things. Because sometimes you just kind of need to do what your body and your brain are telling you to. And I mean, I'll be honest, I think it's more like, it's anxiety about the upcoming procedure, which I'm very excited about. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm definitely counting down to evicting the uterus for sure. But at the same time, like, I do have some anxiety about the procedure itself. Like, what are they gonna find? Are they gonna be able to get everything out that they need to? It's not just a a hysterectomy. There's also some other stuff that they're going to try to fix while they're in there, and I appreciate that I found a skilled surgeon that cares enough to acknowledge that endometriosis is a really terrible thing to have. Because so far I've not really had that experience with all of my physicians. Some don't even really know anything about it. So definitely very grateful for that. I'm in like a sea of brushes right now. It's fine. I love this palette, but I will say it is a pretty powdery formula, so definitely do your base last. Honestly, I probably should have even waited to do it after my lower lash line, but typically I have a hard time doing my concealer around my lower lash line, so I don't. It's a beautiful palette though. So my comfort palettes are typically like just neutrals, like that's Taupe, the Kaleidos Smoky Nostalgia palettes, ColourPop Menage a Moi, I really like for just like an easy, put it together real fast look, but still like has some drama to it. I did try the other day though, I did try, finally, my ColourPop Bye Bye Birdie, and I'm in love with this palette. I can't believe it took me so long to use this stupid thing. It was gorgeous. No regrets about keeping it. Oh, and I did change my mind on one palette. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. So many people say how much they love By the Rosé, and I just could not part with it. I tried. I sat down, I like laid everything out to sell it on Mercari, and this one was just like, really? Me? You're letting go of me? Do I need this one? No. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's mine. I own it, and if I want to keep it, I can. So I'm going to. But overall, I did not take any other palettes back. That was the only one that I changed my mind on. So I'm very happy with that because I definitely could have done way worse. Brows, my brow game has changed completely. For example, I used to do literally nothing with my brows. Like I didn't even brush them. And I would say that like I still don't do much with my brows, but I feel a bit more confident with the routine that I have with them. You know, I know what I like. I know that I like a microfine brow pencil. I know that I like something more on the cooler tone side because that's typically how I try to get my hair done. And it's just what I like better for me. And I typically lean more towards cool tones in most of my eye looks. So I don't want something too warm. Y'all, I can't tell if I'm getting white eyebrow hairs or if they're very blonde because I've always had blonde hair, but I feel like we're getting some aging brows, which is making me mad. I don't really have any gray hair up here, so really the first thing that's gonna come is my brows. That's rude. Or maybe I do have gray hair and I just don't see it because I have so much blonde. Whatever. I know that I don't really like a crunchy brow, and I don't really have unruly ones. Like typically when I brush them into place, they kind of stay that way. So I don't really need a clear brow gel. I will still use one if I think I'm going to be like sweating or out and about for a while. I'll still throw one on. I have the NYX Control Freak. It's okay. I'm using it because I have it, but I honestly don't use it very much. I'll probably eventually have to put it into a project to make myself use it so it doesn't go bad. No. Even my like lip preferences have changed. I used to love liquid lipstick so much, although didn't most of us. I think we all went through that phase. But I used to be a bullet lipstick gal. Like I loved a good bullet lipstick. I had a whole collection of Revlon ones, and that was before I was even really into makeup. I'm using the Oh Snap ColourPop Lippy Pencil. And I liked all different colors. And now I find myself like, I want a comfort shade. Like I want something easy. I spend so much time on my eyes that by the time I get to my lips, I'm like, whatever. It's just whatever. Put whatever on. I don't care. But I feel like I do more dramatic eye looks lately, and so I don't really want something that's really extravagant. You know, I don't want like a really bold shade. I don't want purple or like a really bright pink. Some days I do, but most days I tend to stay more towards, I'd like a nude. I do have different shades of nudes that I prefer at different times, but I tend to like what is a nude for me. Did do that bright green shade in the inner corner, and I really like it. I really feel like we have a very like Christmassy vibe going on. Perfect for Christmas Eve. So I'm gonna go off camera again real quick and just do my eyeliner and mascara because I find that to be kind of boring doing it on camera over and over again. And then I'll be right back. I'm back. I am done and I am ready to go bake some cookies for Santa. So the reason I really wanted to share my like journey and like change in preferences and stuff is because I just want you to know that like wherever you are on your journey, whether you're just starting out, whether you have been doing makeup for years, you're a pro, or you love to do like really extravagant looks or very basic everyday looks, I feel like that is a valid place to be in your journey. And if you're happy being there, then that is where you should be. If you want to change, you know, your skill set and improve or just, you know, shift gears, that is also a valid place to be. And everyone, and I mean everyone, at any place in their journey is welcome here. I hope that you enjoyed getting ready with me for like this chill, chatty get ready with me and just, you know, discussing makeup. I really hope that you'll participate in the comments below and let me know, you know, like how have your preferences changed, or do you think that you're happy where you are currently in your makeup journey? Is there anything that you'd like to improve on? And that's it. I am gonna go now get covered in flour because that's fun to do with the kids. So if you like this video, I hope you'll give it a big thumbs up. And if you would like to see more makeup and beauty content from me, hit that subscribe button and I'll have more coming at you. I hope wherever you are, you have a wonderful day. Bye.